Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of my Picade Retro Arcade Dream Machine build. That's a mouthful. And we're into the final stretch for the initial build now. The question is though, did I make any mistakes along the way? Well, keep watching and you'll find out. Okay, if you remember the ribbon cable we had earlier on, there it is, just sticking out the back there. This actually needs to just sit on the end of that. There we go. It's very delicate. When it goes in, it just pops in. Pretty simple. There we go. We lock it down. Like that. There we go. And that bit's in. Okay, so we're going to move this down on the side. Whoops. And next we're going to be looking at the power button. So we want power button cable, which is the one with the red in, I think. There we go. And power button connector, which I think is got to be this one because it's the only one that's different. There we go. That's the power button. Nice. Okay, good. Okay, and the next bit means we come back to this again. There we go. And where it's actually going is through this hole here. So, thread both sets of wires in there, and that goes in there, and that's going to be the power button. There. There we go. I'm using pliers because I'm having a hard time holding it. There we go. Right, okay, so that's in. Power button is in. Next bit is the console assembly, which is going to go in here, obviously. Put that in there still. Right, so the first thing we've got to do, we'll move this out of the way again. It's actually telling me to put it through here and put the buttons in now, but if I do that, I'm never going to get this off neatly if I push the buttons through. So I'm going to have to risk sticky fingerprints and stuff and peel this off now, so that I don't end up with a situation where I've got to try and unplug it all again to peel it off later, which can be a pain in the bum. How can that be that way around? It's got to be that way around then. Okay, it's got to be that way around. So that is the top, and this is the bit that goes underneath, like that. Right, good. So nice, looking pretty nice. Buttons. So, next part is the joystick. Right, so one joystick. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so now we've got to put in some wires. This one goes in here first. Which way up does it go? There's got to be a one way or the other type of situation, hasn't there? That's got to go on the top. So that is that way. Here we go. That's in, and that clips over to connect. Right, so that's the joystick, and now these each are sets of 2. And it doesn't matter which way around they go. Oh shit! Doesn't matter which way around they go. They go in here. Back to this again, and we want 2 black plastic buttons at the front. That just leaves the 2 on the sides. Now we have to plumb them in to the hat. So next, plug the power cable in to the screen board. Okay, the buttons on the console all need to be plugged in. Now, it doesn't matter which way they're plugged in and which socket to, because they're all configured to later with software anyway. So if we take these and plug them in now, it's going to be easier than trying to do it later on. So we do it now. Okay, so that just leaves the power button here, so we'll plug that in. So, bonus points to anyone who noticed I plugged it into the wrong socket earlier, but don't worry, I did fix it. Okay, finally we put in that USB connector into the screen that we built earlier. If this is the right way around, which it is probably not. Let's try this way. That looks good. There we go. And that's in. And I think that's most things connected up now. And that's great. Okay, so next we're going to do the buttons here. And get those in the right place. So, sort some of these cables out. They're getting a bit unruly. Some confusion later. What? No! It's the wrong way up. Oh my! Finally! So we're getting close to the end now. There's just a few more bits to do. One of which is these buttons. We're going to screw those in. And I'm not quite happy about how this is so loose at the bottom. So I'm wondering if I've missed something here, because it keeps falling out, and I feel like it's definitely got something missed. So I'm going to go back in a minute and have another look and see what we've missed. But this should definitely be on here. Right, so again, I'm not happy. We've got a piece missing. I'm convinced this piece has to go down there to keep the bottom on. So I'm not happy about the screen down there. So we'll have to put this on later. But this piece pretty much should just fit on by clipping in. The idea being that you can take it off and reprogram it as you go. So technically that is done. Technically that is done. Apart from we got a spare bit. So after some messing about, it turns out I did miss a bit, and it and I had to take it apart to put it back in again. But what was it? Well, I'm going to show you. So in part 2, when we put the screen together, there was a piece that didn't show up in the instructions, which is this piece here, just here, this plastic piece here, which holds in the bottom of the screen. And I hadn't put this piece on, so the screen was flapping around and falling out the bottom. So that was no good. So we had to put that back in. What I haven't done yet is put these bits back in, which I'm going to do now. Alright, so there we go. That is done. The back's actually quite nicely done. It clips in the bottom. And then, at the very top, you just pull it up using the lever, and it clips in at the top. The only thing left to do now is to take this off. And that's the Picade Retro Desktop Arcade Dream Machine done. And it also brings us to the end of part 3. In part 4, we'll be looking at the software for our build, including RetroPie and the emulation station, so we can get some classic games onto our machine. But in the meantime, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons and ring the ding-a-ling too. It all helps in our journey to getting the channel monetized. Thanks for watching.